up, y'all? What's up, Kate? How are you? Let me know if you can hear me or not. Trying a new mic out on the phone. Thank you, thank you. I like the glasses myself and my hat. It's finally warm enough to wear the new hat. I haven't worn it much. How are you, Kate? Ooh, turtle. That's not the species we're after today. Hmm. What's up, everyone? Hello, hello. Well, thanks. Thanks for that loyalty, you. Happy late Easter to everyone. Hope everyone's doing good, doing good. Out here doing a little fishing day. We finally hit 50 subscribers on the channel. So we can actually do some live streams now. Nothing yet. I literally just got here. Nothing yet. I don't have super high hopes for this place. I've been here once before and caught nothing. But I got a couple tips that someone has been catching quite a bit here lately. So we're going to try it out, see what we can do. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. It's all thanks to a lot of you guys. Ooh, I don't know how to add you on here as a mod. I'll have to figure that out, Kate. Right now, so I was using a Strike King Sexy Dog, I think Junior, and now I'm going to use a Beast Coast Baby Bulldozer in peanut butter and jelly color with a June Bug Rage Craw, or not Rage Craw, Rage Bug that I've kind of cut down to size. So we're going to try that out. She should be able to help me. Should be. Isn't it pretty? I like it. Of course, it's my favorite color. Purple. We're hoping to catch something today. I know there is bass in this little lake, but it's a little dingy compared to its normal state. So I'm hoping this peanut butter and jelly color will do good. Seeing lots of turtles, unfortunately. I like turtles, but unfortunately turtles can also cause a lot of issues here. Ooh, doing paper mache. Nice. Never done anything with paper mache. I have worked with clay, but never paper mache. I don't think I've ever seen so many turtles in my life here before. But I'm seeing like at least like 10 of them start breaking the surface. I'm really letting this sit as long as I can. A lot of these places that I go, especially like this one, gets a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people that come around here. And so I'm trying to do small, compact lures and letting them soak. So any wary bass that are like not quite wanting to commit have time to really decide if they want it or not. Lots of grass. Oop, there we go. I'll kind of wind it off the bottom because this is a baby dozer. So this particular football head jig has little knobs on the end of it that whenever it hits rocks, it really just rumbles on it, gives the whatever trailer you have on it a lot of action. But we're going to try out a few different things. If you go on my channel, you look, there's a video that shows a bunch of baits I got at Bass Pro for their spring sale. And so we're going to be trying a lot of those baits out today and seeing how those go. Thank you for the looks of my hair. I like my hair. It's extra fluffy today. As it gets into summer and we get more and more humidity, it just curls itself. Let's see here. We're gonna switch around a bait here. Exactly, good hair summer. So I'm gonna switch around. Um, on here I have rigged up a offset straight shank O'Shaughnessy hook. Let me get it off my Cape Bait Keeper. So straight shank offset O'Shaughnessy hook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up a Yum Redbud Thumpin' Dinger on here. This Redbud color, since it's spring, should get bit pretty well. Bass should be feeding up on a lot of crawfish, which are kind of getting that reddish color. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hook, my dinger, and see that tail, kind of how it has that U shape, that's going to swim in the water. And basically what I want to do is hook it straight through the top of that bait, just a little, poke it through, bring it on down. That's going to get flipped over and go over top of that offset part, and then we're just going to kind of hook it on through as weedless as we can. And then that's just going to swim through the water. It's not my best hook set. Hold on. Let me fix that a little more. There we go. That's better. Now that should just swim straight through. Thank you. I just got a new one, actually. When your mom's gyno and I went to Tulsa for our anniversary, we both got a new piercing. So I got a new nose piercing, and then she got another ear piercing. She got it right here in her tragus. I am fishing this on 8-pound Suffix braid to an 8-pound Seaguar Invisex fluorocarbon leader. Let that swim a little bit. We're just going to slow roll. I might have to stick a little weight on this, because it's almost acting like a topwater at this point, which is what I don't want. So I'm gonna let that sink. Now I might put a split shot sinker on it, kind of keep it towards the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so have fun lurking. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take here, I'm gonna come up about maybe about a foot up my line. I'm gonna attach this little split shot sinker on there. Just so we can kind of get this closer to the bottom. Maybe do a little dragging, kind of like a Carolina rig. There you go. Split shot, thumping dinger. I think this will work pretty well. I'm hoping. If not, we'll switch over to like a Ned rig. Just gonna fish it slow. Big old blow up over there. Ooh. I got a thump. Problem is, I don't know if that's a bass or if it's a turtle. Ooh. Come on, come back and get it. Come back and get it. Oh, I see a little bluegill actually in front of me currently. Let's see. I don't think it was a turtle, or else there would be a big old chunk out of this. Something smacked it. Just slow rolling. Okay, I can feel that weight hitting the bottom here and there. Alright. I'm kind of cast off this way. We'll make some adjustments here and there. We'll probably move to the opposite side of the bank. I'm going to continue on down this like little rock line for a minute or two. See what all we can see. Might switch my top water out, to be quite honest. Nothing wrong with the old sexy dog, but I kind of want to try out some buzz baits. And I have a new clap tail that I want to try. Alright, let's try a little faster speed here. I was hoping that one would come back at me. I didn't get a hook in him. I don't think I let him eat long enough. Alright, let's try out something. Let's switch out top water. I think I got a Tri-Wing. What is it? It's a Strike King Tri-Wing buzzbait. I'm gonna try it out, see what it does. Probably gonna go no trailer on it. Just let it open hook. At least I hope I brought my Tri-Wing. Ew, it's not. Oh yeah, I did. There it is. So I just got this in a white color. I think it'll do pretty well. It's, I think, I'm trying to remember. I think it's only like 3/16 ounce. It's not very heavy. It's pretty light. Get my walking bag stuck out of my backpack here. Come on. Oh, it's double hooked in my backpack. Lovely. Oh boy. That's going to be hard to get out. Come on. There you go. Alright. So we're going to get this attached, tied on here. I'm just going to use an improved clinch knot for this. It's because it's a simple knot, it's a strong knot, but it's also fast to tie on. All my other baits, I use a Palomar knot. But these, I'm just going to use an improved clinch knot because it's fast, it works well. I'm going to wrap this about 8 or 9 times. Then feed it back through its own loop. Using an 8-pound monofilament line. This is Eagle Claw monofilament. I think technically, so it's clear monofilament, but they call it fluorescent blue technically. That's just going to pull that real tight. And then we'll snip off our tagline. And I always put any of my extra line back in my bag. That way we're not cluttering up, littering. Because a lot of these places around here, people don't take care of it. You'll find trash everywhere. Choir music, interesting. What kind of choir music? That's the real question. Got tension knobs set pretty good. Welcome back, welcome back. Oh yeah, this runs nice. I like this. It looks good running through that water. So the bank of where I'm fishing is pretty steep. I'll grab the tripod and kind of move it down so y'all can see. It's a pretty steep bank. There's not a lot of good footholds, but the water's higher than normally, so it's not as steep as I've seen it. So, I don't know if that was a turtle or if that was a big bass blowing up out there, but that was a big blow up either way. All right, I think we are going to move further down is the plan. That's fair. That's fair. all my family's pretty religious too. I get it. I got no problems with religion. I studied Christianity as on the ministry side for a very long time, studying to be a minister. And I'm always fascinated by religions of all kinds. I think they're cool. I think it's interesting how a lot of religions share a lot of the same like starting stories, and I think almost every religion has a massive flood in it, if I remember correctly. I just think it's interesting. I think it's cool. I'm just all about nature. I just like nature. Okay. We're gonna run down the bank a little bit. Grab my bag here. All my rods. Okay. We're not gonna go super far. We're gonna go down a little ways. Hold on, let me adjust how I want to carry this. There we go. Now it's tippy. This is a beautiful lake. I love this place. It's gorgeous. The only problem is there's not a lot of fish that tend to bite here, but I wanted to give it a shot since I had heard from another local person that they've been catching some pretty good ones, and he showed me some pictures, and he had been catching some pretty good ones. Squirrel. A little squirrel. Yes, walking with Bri. I think maybe we might go right here. It's a little ways down from where we were at. We can reach some new areas. Plus, we got a little bench here to kind of set things up. And hopefully get you all a good position to see everything. I'll kind of point it this way because I want to cast a lot more towards this way. See what we can find. Anyone wondering, I am using an Evolutions Fishing largemouth bag. Oh, well, you know, there's actually a free lure sitting here. Someone left a little June bug Yamamoto Senko. Because I'm pretty sure that's a Yamamoto. Actually, I think, no, that's not a Yamamoto. That's also a Yum Dinger. Yes. So this one's not sponsored by Flory. I have another one that is sponsored by Flory. That is the KastKing Sling Bag. Though I will say, part of this video is sponsored by Corey. So Flory and Corey are some of my followers on Twitch and on here on YouTube, and they bought some stuff off my throne. So I have a nice set of KastKing pliers, if I can get them off here. Here, I'll just bring the whole bag. I have a nice set of KastKing pliers that Corey bought off of my throne. So this is the part that is sponsored by Corey. I also got some braided line shears in that kit. I think I got, I'm trying to remember what all came in it. Braided line shears, a fish gripper, and a fillet knife. So I'm hoping to eventually do like a catch and cook kind of thing. We'll need to go to different areas for those for the catch and cooks, but that's what I'm wanting to do, and I'm going to use that fillet knife. Corey is a sweetheart. He is very nice. Because Corey sponsored you. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, don't go that way. Rod down, rod down. I think I'm going to go with the Thumping Dinger first, in this little spot. Massive snapping turtle. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't think you guys can. There's a massive snapping turtle right there that's got 2 babies with it. Massive snapping turtle. That's what I don't want to catch. I'm afraid there's not going to be a lot of fish biting here because of how many turtles are currently in this pond. This pond's not really taken care of well, I've noticed. Oh, hold on. Oh shit! And there goes my phone. Hold on! Hold on, I'm coming. Luckily you didn't go in the water. And I'm not sure why my tripod just decided to absolutely throw itself off the side. But you guys about went in the water. So let's find a better spot for you that's a little more neutral. You did fall. Hold on. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get a new screen for my phone. Not like screen, just the protective screen, because now I have a giant crack in my protective screen. Hold on. Yeah, it's still on the tip. So we're gonna put you more on flat land next to this bench. Yeah, it's still good. It's not as good as I'd like it to be, but it'll work. All right, so yeah, we'll have to get a new protective screen for the phone. Lovely, I'm so excited for that. Yeah, I'm thinking I might end up switching to a Ned rig. I think I brought some stuff for some bluegill. I kid you not, I can see little shadows directly in front of me of little bluegill. So I might have to. I think I brought some power bait floating eggs. So I might have to switch to those. If I have a bluegill hook, that is. I don't know if I brought one. All right, let's see how far I can cast that bad boy. Not very far. Not a lot of weight on it. You feel our little sinker hitting some rocks here and there. Try out this way. Then I think I'm going to switch baits. I haven't decided if I want to go with a Ned rig or if I want to go with a wacky rig. I think both have potential to do pretty well here. All right. Let's try the Beast Coast jig real quick, and then we'll switch to probably I think a Ned rig. I think we'll switch to a Ned rig. You are correct. At least it's not my phone, my actual phone. I would have been so sad if it was my actual phone. That would have not been good. I am definitely glad it's not my actual phone. All right, let's try our Beast Coast jig real quick. No, that's not where I want you. Directly in the mud and grass. Lots of grass. Oh, snake. Hold on. It's not a good snake either. It's a floating snake. I don't know if y'all can see that one either now that I think about it. I'm trying to find. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, right there. Little floating snake. Most likely water moccasin. If it floats, it's not usually a good snake. I'm glad you can see it. You catch them. Honestly, I probably could. I can sling this thing far enough to catch him. He's just cruising along though. What's up, Sam? Hello. It looks like he's heading towards the shallow, more swampy part of this little place. He's just cruising along. He's getting a little slower. He's not moving as fast now. So all I'm doing with this jig right now is I'm just kind of slowly lifting, giving it a couple little like pop-ups as I'm slowly lifting. Let's give that tail some action while still fishing it kind of slow. All kinds of weeds. All right, there we go. Give this a shot in a couple more areas, and then I want to take. Ooh. That felt weird. No, there's nothing on it. It felt extremely heavy for a second, like something had grabbed it. Well, there's nothing on it. I think this is a 5 ounce or 5/8 ounce weight. But, ooh. We'll try the Bettis bait a couple more times. I think the sun's getting a little too high for it at this point. So we might have to switch that around. I have a couple swim baits that I want to try out. One specifically I think will do really good. It's a Buka brand baby bullgill. So it kind of looks like a darker bluegill. It's got a little bit of red on it. I think will do pretty well. Honestly, we might switch this baby bulldozer out for a chatterbait as well. I just gotta decide if I want to go white or red chatterbait. Get all this nasty grass off of here. Honestly, because I am seeing quite a bit of bluegill, I think I might go ahead and switch the buzzbait off for that swim bait. So this is what we're going to try. Whew, here goes one of my rods. What we're going to try, this is the Mike Bucca bull shad or bull gill. I think it'll work pretty well. It's multi-jointed swim bait, so we're just going to kind of chuck and retrieve. It's got that little bit of red on the bottom that I think will work pretty well, but it's just got those kind of natural gill colors. So let's just go ahead and cut this on off for this buzz bait. So for this this next bait, I'm going to use the Palomar knot. Because I think that'll work pretty well for it. Get my stuff out of here. This bag definitely comes in handy because you can keep all kinds of soft plastics in it. You got 3 spots for trays. Technically in the top part you can stick some more trays, but I keep one like miscellaneous tray in it. But for the most part, all my trays I stick on the bottom. I've got terminal in one. I've got some top waters in another / treble hooks, and then in the other one, I've got some more like single hook slower style baits. And then in the top, when you roll down that top, it's got 3 different. That was weird. Maybe are we live? There it goes. I don't know what happened. It like froze. Anyways, I don't know what everyone heard, what they didn't hear. But yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know what happened. This roll top on it, you can fold it all the way back. That's why it's called the largemouth, because it opens up like a large mouth. It's got 3 pockets with like a PVC style plastic for like swim baits and glide baits that the treble hooks can't catch it, which is really nice. So I'd like to, at some point on this particular rod and reel, actually no, not this one, my other one, my yellow rod, I'd like to switch into more just straight fluorocarbon. So I've got mono on it as well. So near the Palomar knot. With our line. That way it doesn't cause any friction burns to the line, which weakens the line. Mic disconnected. Hold on. Showing Mike's still connected. Come on, come back, come back. There it goes. My phone mic's connected. Hopefully it is. We'll see. If I need to switch over to my headphones, I can. So if it still doesn't sound good, I'll switch over to headphones and see how that works. All right. I will say my battery seems to be lasting longer. Very windy. So yeah, it sounds like my thing disconnected. Hold on. Well, are you going to turn off or what? See if this reconnects here. Yeah, it seems to be lasting longer on YouTube than it did Twitch, which I find. We're going to find out if the internet's buggy. What is happening? It's showing live, but now it's not showing camera. Why are we not showing camera? Okay, as long as you guys can see me great. I don't know why my phone's not showing me yet, but we'll see what happens. All right, we've got the baby bluegill all tied on with the Palomar knot. We're gonna give this a shot since I'm seeing quite a bit of bluegill actually in the water. That runs beautifully. Okay. Get you guys switched back around. Perfect. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it because I can't see anything. My screen shows black, so I don't know what's happening. So this particular swim bait, pretty much all we're doing is we're just chucking and winding it. We're throwing it out there, reeling it back in, and all those multiple joints are going to do the action for us, essentially. Let it kind of pause and sink if we need to. But basically what I'm doing is what's called matching the hatch, or at least that's what I'm attempting to do. I'm wanting to kind of match whatever the bass in here are trying to eat as best as I can. So if they're eating bluegill, I'd like to imitate a bluegill. I don't know if that was a bite or if I'm getting caught on the bottom. I think I'm just getting a little caught on the bottom. Try not to fall myself, but don't want to get this all hung up. Yeah, I was just getting a little hooked on the bottom there, as you can see. Perfect. I'm glad you all can see the surroundings. This is a beautiful little park. I like it a lot. We bring Willow here quite a bit to walk. She likes it a lot. So you got the lake right here, and then off behind where my phone's sitting, there's a little creek that runs through to an actual like park to where like people bring their kids. I think there's like disc golf course kind of scattered throughout it, and Willow really likes getting in that creek. So we bring her here quite a bit. So I'm gonna keep kind of chucking this around, seeing what we can do. I'm trying to cover as much water as I can to kind of see where they might be sitting at, what they're wanting. Kind of go through there. Ooh, don't want to hit that tree. Oh no. This place is just very shallow in a lot of areas. And I'm afraid those bass are going to be all up in the middle of this pond where I can't quite get to. I can get close. But I will say this swim bait looks beautiful running through this water. It has a very natural swimming action to it. I'm gonna kind of fast pace it, kind of burn it, see what it looks like there. Maybe it's just not acting. Yeah, it kind of hits the surface, my only problem, because of the angle I'm sitting at. All right, let's kind of switch around again here. All right, let's switch over. I think I'm gonna try a chatterbait. I think is gonna be my plan here. I can't see anything, literally anything. Let me, there you go. Now I can see things. I exited out, came back in. Now I can see everything. Perfect. Let's see here. Do I have any bluegill hooks with me? If I do, I got a couple that'll work. They're not quite as tiny as I'd like them to be, but I could make it work. I got a little hook. That might work for a little bluegill. We might be able to try that out. Actually, I think we will do it. Well, do I want to try a Ned rig first? Let's try a Ned rig first. Let's go for a Ned rig first. Hold on. Message held for review. Hold on. I don't know why it moderated that. Yeah, it's definitely going to face some oopsies here and there, that's for sure. We'll get used to it. We'll get it figured out. But I think we will. We will tie on a little bluegill thing at some point. But I think I want to try Ned rig first, and then kind of go from there. I think is going to be the plan. So let us go ahead and cut this off. Take that sinker off. Let's see here. Grab one of our Ned rigs out of here. All right, so I'm just going to do a Z-Man. This isn't even the Pro Shroom Head. I think this is just the normal Z-Man Shroom Head and a 1/5 ounce, if I remember correctly. It might be 1/6. I like the Pro Shroom Heads a little better. They don't bend out as quickly. These ones, I will say, if you get them caught on rocks and stuff, those hooks bend out so easily because they're light wire. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. We have struggled, bust it around to get to this point. And I'm very, very happy. I couldn't do it without y'all. So I'm very happy we finally could do a live on YouTube. It took us forever and a day to get to this point, I feel like. I don't know how long lives necessarily last for YouTube, because I think I saw something when I went live. It said something about like I think 25 minutes plus your viewer count. I think so. I think I technically only get 75 minutes essentially of live time, and then we'd have to like re-go live. We'll see. I don't know exactly if that's what that meant, but it was like, and once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you get more live. I have. We have come so far. You guys are all part of this too. I couldn't do it without all your guys' support. So I'm not going to take this off the hook. I'm literally just going to snip it off because we might tie this on again later. Actually, if you would, Kate, that would be incredible. I would appreciate that greatly. All right. Once again, we're just going to go with a Palomar knot. The wind is messing me up a little bit getting this knot tied. Oh no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. There we go. Might end up having to retie this. Yeah, I am. And the wind definitely messed that knot up. That's okay though. We can get it done. We can get it done. $12 max. Interesting. So I wonder what the 25 plus subscriber thing was. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, if we end up having to cut live and go live again, we can do that. It'll be all right. I think I'm gonna go until about around 10:30 anyways. Because your mom's gyno and I are gonna have lunch together today because we actually have time to. She's not super busy at work this week, so she has time for me to come and see her. And because I'm off today and didn't have to work any overtime, I have time to go see her. There we go. That's better. Pretty sure I hear a bullfrog out here just a croaking. Okay. So, plastics wise for the Ned rig, let's see here. I think I'm going to go with good old faithful for my plastics choice for the Ned rig. And that would be a Crush City BLT. Actually, do I want to go do, hold on, before I do that. Where are you? Oh, don't tell me I didn't bring them. Okay, there we go. We got a little bit of a choice here. Do I go with the Crush City BLT or the Crush City Salted Ned Roll? Both in watermelon red. I really enjoy the watermelon red. It's a very bright watermelon, kind of a translucent watermelon, and you've got those bright red flakes that really capture that light. I think I'm gonna go with salted Ned roll. Still a Ned rig, still very light on the action, but this tail is like a spade style tail, so that gives it just a hair more action in the water compared to a normal Ned rig. So it's just like their Ned BLT, just like it. And then you come to the back and you've got this spade style tail, so that's just going to grab that water. I think that's going to be the ticket. We're going to try that out. I waited forever and a day to find these. After Dustin Connell won Red Crest last year using them. And so I really, really wanted to try them. Could not find them forever. And ended up finding them at Scheels in Tulsa. All right, there's our little Ned rig all hooked up. I think this will work pretty well. At least I hope. We'll find out. All right, let's switch you guys around here. There we go. Give this a few tosses. And then I think we'll move down, and then I'll switch. That felt weird. And then I'll switch the Beast Coast jig off, and we'll go to a chatterbait, I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna lift this here and there, kind of pop it up and down. Let it sit, let it soak. Pretty much every time I've caught anything on a Ned rig, I've not even felt the bite. I'll just watch my line pick up and kind of move. Like I'll just lift that line up and then you'll see it just straighten out and move to one side or the other. And that's when I know I have something. Other than that, I've never really felt a bite on the Ned rig. Come on, dude. What is happening? What's up, Josh? Honestly, though, RIP camera. The wind is not my friend today. I'm going to have to put my bag on the tripod. To keep it from falling over, apparently. I really do. I need a cameraman. I'm going to have to put my bag on this tripod because the wind is catching it and knocking it one way or the other. So, I'm pulling a trick from the very first fishing live I've ever done. And we're going to stick the bag on the tripod down there, and hopefully that'll hold it. Now, if I'm lucky, I'll have a fish. Yeah, I am hearing a bullfrog. Oh, no. I just watched a massive fish blow up all the way on the other side. We might end up having to make an adventure. Still seeing lots of turtles. Got some grass on us here. How are you, Josh? How have you been? Welcome to the first ever YouTube live stream. See how this goes. I'm hoping there'll be something around here. I really figured the bank that we're sitting on, we'd find something around here because the wind's blowing this way. And it usually pushes the bait up on this side. So I really figured this would be the area we'd get hit. All right, let's move further down. Try a couple more spots. Hopefully the wind will be nice and let me actually move this. I'm doing good, I'm doing good. We're out in nature, we're getting to go fishing. It's always a good day when those things happen. All right, let's see here. Grab all of our boxes, get our bag all situated here. We're going to continue further down. Try out a few more spots. Get a little swig of water so we're not dehydrated. You know what? If I had the money, we'd fly you out, Kates. If I had the money, we'd fly you out. I'd hire you to be my camera person. All right, let's continue on down. Grab all my stuff here. All right. You know, normally I wouldn't bring this many rods for a little backpacking trip, but I kind of had stuff tied on I thought would get hit pretty good today, and that's just not been the case. So I'm kind of glad I brought 3 rods with me today, because I'm having to change baits quite a bit, more than I thought I was going to. So this is really shallow, and I can see into the water because it's clear on this side. And I ain't seeing a thing. No bluegill, no bass, no nothing. Looks like a very sandy bottom on this side too. Actually, I said that. I just watched a little school of, I can't tell if they're bait fish or like bluegill or shad, but they're small. They're like real tiny. Like tiny enough, even the hook that I found that I thought would work good for bluegill, I don't even think they'd get that in their mouth. They are very small. Other than that, about all I'm seeing. So we might have to travel all the way to the other side and try out over there. Well, I'm glad it's the thought that counts. Trust me, if it was always the thought that counts, then I have a lot of thoughts. ADHD and all. Brain's constantly active. Okay. Going off-roading now. I'm glad I wore my boots today. I was going to wear just my tennis shoes. Problem is, those tennis shoes have no ankle support. And anytime I go off like an actual like concrete path, I about roll my ankle every time. So I'm glad I wore the boots today. There you go. Hey, sometimes the 3 a.m. thoughts are the best thoughts. I mean, how do you think I came up with doing live fishing streams? That was a 2 a.m. thought while I was at work. So I was just going to do straight YouTube, and then I realized there was no one really doing live fishing streams itself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give that a shot. Okay. It's real shallow, real clear. Water's kind of moving. I'm thinking not here. Thinking we're going to continue going around over here. Maybe trying over next to that bridge. What I really wanted to do today is underneath this bridge on the other side of the road is where the water kind of comes in here to this little lake, and then there's an offshoot that goes into the creek on the other side. And there's a giant dam that some beavers made on the other side that has absolutely overfilled, and I can guarantee you there's got to be some fish stacked up in there. But that side's considered private property, so we can't go over there. Good old Walmart bought that place. They're going to put a super center over there, which I'm not happy about. Super center will be nice for the area we're in because there's not one over here, but where they're placing it is it's like one of the last few little spots in nature that's kind of untouched around here. So it's going to kind of be a massive eyesore, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of swampy over there. It's just absolutely packed full with water. I think it'd be a really good spot, but can't go over there, unfortunately. Let's see here. Hopefully the water's a little deeper over here. It is not. It is very shallow over here as well, but no fish anyways, unless they're underneath this bridge, which is a possibility because it's kind of a natural shaded line underneath this bridge. But where I can see and not see anything, I might cast underneath this bridge real quick. Hold on. Let us grab the Ned rig. We're gonna cast underneath this bridge. I don't know if there's necessarily a stable spot for y'all to be at, but we'll try it. Hold on. Working on finding a spot. That might work. No, you're gonna tip back over there. I need to get a better tripod. That's what I need. I need a tripod that's a little more stable. I think this one's just the bottom's just too. Yeah, you're gonna tip there too. think the bottom on this one's just not wide enough of a base. I think that'll work. At least for the couple minutes we're gonna be here. I'm not gonna be here super long. Come on. I'm literally just gonna cast underneath this bridge to see if anything's hiding underneath it. Oh, I caught you that time. Oh, I caught you that time. I'm just gonna kind of do a wide stance with my own feet and just kind of hopefully hold you. Apparently not. You're still gonna try and fall. All right, well, it's not ideal. But, well, that didn't work. Trying to watch where the camera's pointing and holding it with my foot at the same time and made just the most horrible cast possible. Again, horrible cast. Just kind of swinging underneath the bridge and see if anything's underneath here. I don't think anything is, but yeah, I would definitely sit down then. I would rather you be stood up so at least, you know, I can see what's happening. But I might have to lower you a little bit. Actually, hold on. I just had an idea. Let's do that. That's actually a pretty stable spot. You won't necessarily be able to see where I'm casting at, but at the very least, you're stable. I think, unless the wind grabs you, which is quite possible. The only problem is where you're sitting, if the wind grabs you, my phone's directly in the water. There is no catching it this time. Ooh, that was stupid. And not where I wanted that. That's better. Hopefully you guys don't fall. We're probably going to move further down here in a second anyways, so. I think if anything was sitting here, I would have gotten bit by now. All right. Let's move a little further down to a better spot. It's all right. We'd figure it out. I was going to put you guys on my chest mount that I have for like the GoPro, but the phone mount that's off my tripod was not wanting to play nice with the chest mount for my GoPro. So we're having to work with what we can with the tripod today. I think I see a good spot over here that might be stable enough. Apologize for all the traffic noise. We are right next to the road. Okay. We're gonna kind of sit you guys here, I think. Let's put you more like right here. Maybe. Hold on. Come on. Work with me, tripod, work with me. Well, I thought that was going to be a stable enough spot. Apparently it doesn't want to be. And let's try here. And then I will put my bag on it and see if that holds. That looks like it's going to hold. Perfect. All right. Hopefully y'all can see decent. I mean, it's not the best angle, unfortunately, but it's what we got to work with. Ooh. I feel a lot of spots I think I'm going to end up getting snagged. Yep. I'm feeling a lot of snaggy areas. Which I'm thinking we might actually have some stuff on our hook. Because this feels heavier than it normally does. And not in the fishy kind of way. Yeah, we do. We've got quite a bit of weeds on our hook. All right. Might have to continue going further. This might end up being a little too shallow. Not that bass can't live in shallow water, because they absolutely can. But I have a feeling, I don't know, we're caught on something. Yeah. There's something we're trying to catch on over there. Okay. Now we got it all stuck over a line. Let go, grass, let go. Be nice to me, please. All right, see if I can get this grass off our line. Okay. I say we continue on further down and see if we can find a little bit deeper of a spot. I'm thinking. But I can see another little point area that seems somewhat flat. That might be a good spot for our camera. We'll try it. We'll say, as much as I don't like paying iPhone prices, and I feel like iPhone's a little overrated at times for their technology compared to their prices, their front camera for streaming works very well. I can't complain. Now, if only their phones were a little more rugged, that would be nice. Let's see here. Kind of looking, kind of keeping my eyes peeled a little bit. Seeing what I can see. Oh, hold on. I don't know if that was a bluegill or if that was just a really small bass. But I saw something move. So let's see what we can do here for a camera position. You guys are going to be a little wonky, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll work. You guys are going to be cattywampy, but as long as it stays, that's all I care about. I haven't owned a Samsung in years at this point. I used to only own Samsungs. But I think the last Samsung I owned was, I think the first Note they ever came out with, the Samsung Note. That was the last Samsung I owned. And then I switched to Apple. And I'm happy about parts of it. I like the connectivity of Apple compared to like a lot of Samsung stuff. But I don't like the price of Apple as much. Oh, there's a big blow up out there. Oh, come on. They're all out in the middle. I might have to put a chatterbait on and just sing it. Okay. I'm gonna try something. I'm hoping it'll work. But I'm gonna throw the Beast Coast jig back out. And I'm hoping, since it's kind of the heavier of all the lures that I have on right now, that I can just get a real good throw out there. Still hooked on the top. There we go. I'm gonna back my brakes down a bit and see how far I can absolutely chuck this thing with hopefully not backlashing. And I didn't backlash. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. All right, just like we did last time, we're just gonna kind of lift, set down, reel in our slack. I'm gonna kind of position my finger. I'm gonna put the line on top of my finger so if anything does hit it and they hit it lightly, I can still feel it. Lift, give slack. I hope y'all are enjoying the first YouTube live. I'm excited to get to do them more often here and there. Next big fishing video / trip I have planned is kayak. So there's a lake I've been wanting to go to that I think will be really good for kayaking. Oh boy. There's quite a few little snags out there. I think we're getting into some vegetation. But I'm gonna borrow a kayak and then we're gonna try that. So. I'm glad you're enjoying the live, Kate. Yeah, we're gonna give kayak fishing a try. It's something I really want to get into, especially for the YouTube channel. I think I see another snake swimming through the water. No, it was a turtle. It's just a turtle skimming the top. Never mind. All right. Oh yeah, I've got lots of grass. So much grass on this jig right now. Good Lord. There's so much. Even if I was where the fish was at, they weren't about to eat this. Not with the amount of grass that's just all over this. It would have been too big of a profile. It's very unnatural looking. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to like swing this through some clearer water. Try and get some of this stuff off of it. There we go. Better, much better. Okay, let's continue on down a little bit. See what else we can find. All right. Put my bag on here and then we'll grab you guys and take you on with us. Of course, let me tell you, if you're talking about the cat, that cat has a lot of side eye. Okay, there we go. Let's continue on down. I was definitely hoping we'd catch something by now. Of course, I also was trying not to jinx myself, and I'm afraid I might have. Yeah, this is just, it's so shallow and just full of algae. I don't think this is where we're going to be to get our bite. We're going to continue on a little further around. We might try again where we were at, tie on a chatterbait and kind of go from there. Let's see here. Turtle. Gonna tell you what, if I was a turtle fisherman, I'd be in absolute business right now. The amount of turtles that are out here. Last time I was here, there weren't that many. But now it almost seems overrun with them. Which makes me a little worried for the ecosystem. Not gonna lie, because they do eat bait fish just like bass do. Really figured if I was going to sight fish anything, because we're kind of getting that area or that time that they should be spawning. And really where I'm at now is where I figured they would have spawned. But I don't see any beds, but we're gonna try right here. So we started fishing right here on this little edge line. We're just on the opposite side. So we're gonna try from this direction and kind of see what happens. See what we can find. Yeah, it was just a joke. The turtle fisherman thing was just a joke. There are people that do go fishing for snapping turtles, because snapping turtles are actually very delicious to eat, especially down in Louisiana. Okay. So, I'm going to try this little swim bait again first. And then we'll go Ned rig. Because those are kind of like the two opposite ends of the profile. One's big, moves a lot. The other one's small, barely moves. So we're going to give both presentations and see if anything gets hit. And if something does get hit, we'll kind of know what they're wanting. All right, we already hit some grass down there, which did affect some of the action quite a bit. This is like an eel grass. It's very, very slimy. Kind of, I consider it eel grass because it looks like an eel. I don't actually know the difference between a lot of the like water vegetations, but to me, I'd consider that eel grass. Oh, come on. There we go. I will say though, whether I catch anything on this lure or not, this swim bait is gorgeous. It moves beautifully in the water. Okay, Ned rig. Let's change directions here. Let's go Ned rig. And what's nice is your mom's gyno texted me about where she wants for lunch. And what's great is I'm literally right next to where she wants lunch. So I can literally go put all my stuff in my truck, get in line, and there we go. Okay, let's try Ned rig presentation, shall we? See if they want something a little slower, a little smaller. Kind of go there. If they don't want this, we'll try a chatterbait super fast. So we're running out of time. We're getting close to the end here. So where I'm standing is kind of like next to where the outlet for this lake pond goes to. So we went from the bridge off on this side, came down the bank, and over on this side is where it actually goes down into the creek, and it's the overflow essentially. A good spot for bait fish to kind of hang out in, especially like inlets are where a lot of bait fish go. Sometimes it's the outlets. And with the wind pushing this way towards that outlet, I really figured some bait fish would have hopped over on this side and those bass would be ambushing because they're an ambush type predator, um, and they're also opportunistic. So if they see a good time to get a good meal in, they'll usually take it. Okay. Trying to get all this grass off here again. I'm gonna kind of change up at how I'm doing it. So usually I just kind of lift and just kind of bump up. But instead, I think what I'm gonna do a couple hard like little pops, really hit it up off the ground, let it sink. Okay. I say we switch to a chatterbait. Now, here's the real question. Do we want to go white or red? And I'm thinking we're gonna go white. I think is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go just straight white, which is kind of like a shad representation. It's hard to go with not to go with just a white lure. They do amazing. Oh, wind, don't do this to me. There we go. How are you?
You catching fish out here?
No, I've caught anything yet.
You ain't never caught nothing out here?
No, I haven't. I know a few people who have.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was curious. Being nosy.
Yeah, I haven't caught anything. I know there's some bass in here. You can see bluegill running here and there, but
Yeah. There's a bunch of minnows in that creek over there, like look like shad sort of.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
there's some shad in here, and they tend to go off in that runoff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch full of it right now over there. Yep.
Yeah, you'll see little bait balls here and there.
Yeah, when they get shad in there, the way you catch them, get you a cork, put it on there about that far, put a hook on it, hook one of them bass.
Yeah. I haven't seen any yet.
Yeah.
I figure they would have been bedding, but they're not.
Yeah. Well, I was just being nosy, man.
No, you're good.
Take care.
You're good. You too.
Good luck.
All right, let's switch to a chatterbait. Oh, you think red? You think a red one, huh? I don't know. Should we go red? Do I go red? Do I go red? Let's see here. So here's kind of like the options. People tend to be very kind. Yes, we it's not often you run into guys that fish that aren't nice, but every once in a while you get some that are kind of a jackass, but he was pretty nice. So here's kind of our red. So it's the Elite Evo chatterbait in lava craw color, and then I've got a Crush City freeloader and fire craw on there. But then I've got this white Chatterbomb that I'm going to put same thing as this particular bait, just in white on it. So it'd be an all white versus the all red. But we can try the all red. Maybe we need something flashy. Maybe that's what we need. White looks pretty. It does look pretty. It is very nice. But I think I'm going to go the red. I think we're going to try the red and see if that flash and that color is what we need. So let's put the bag back on our stand so it doesn't fall over. And then we'll take off our Beast Coast jig. And since this is not braided line, this is just straight mono. I'm not gonna worry about trying to dig out my my scissors. We're just gonna go with the Arc Leatherman scissors instead of my braided shears. All right. Get my pole up here. Kind of lean it to where I've got some slack line that I can work with here. Again, we're going to go with that Palomar knot. Oh, come on. Wind, don't do me dirty, please. There we go. Feed our bait through. If that didn't get caught, hold on. There we go. Good Lord. And there's my tag. Alright, we'll let this down. And then we will cinch. Or not. Yep. Wind screwed that one over. Your hands are covered with dry paper paint. Well, you know. I kind of figured paper mache would probably be a pretty messy gig. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe this time our wind won't give us so many issues. I need a little slack though. I say the wind might not give us any issues. Let's be honest, the wind's always going to give us issues. Okay. Oh, I can imagine it being very, very messy for a first timer. Oh my, and I just lost that. That was my own fault. I didn't have a good hold on it. Okay. That wind is starting to pick up. see if I left me enough room in my loop here to get our chatterbait all the way through without stabbing myself. All right, I did. Perfect. There we go. That was better. We're gonna cinch that down. Snip my line off into my bag. And now we have chatterbait. Oh, I can only imagine what your floor looks like right now. I can only imagine. Okay. Red chatterbait, here we go. Probably gonna really have to burn this just to keep it off the bottom. Because I think it's already got grass on it. Yeah, she ain't wanting to run super well. Yeah, she keeps wanting to get hung up on the bottom where all that grass is. Usually these are really good for that though. They'll kind of run through that grass. And rip through it. They aren't really wanting to do that today though. Keep a rod tip up a little further to keep it up in a higher water column. Nothing yet. It looks good running through the water though, when it's running correctly. That red looks real nice in that water. Welcome back, welcome back. Well. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to catch a fish for this live stream. Which is sad. It's sad, but you know what happens. It's called fishing, not catching. Oh, we got a heron. It's definitely spotted some of the bluegill that's in here. All right, we're gonna do one more cast, and then that's probably gonna call it for this live stream. This won't be the last. We'll do some more. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do some filming on a kayak for our next video, and then depending on what my internet looks like of where I'm wanting to go, we might try live streaming at the same time. So I'll have the chest rig here, and then I'll have a clip for the phone mount to sit on. And we might do a little live stream while we film our next video. grass. Alrighty, well, tell you what, I won't let you guys go just yet. Well, I'll bring you guys up with me to the truck because it's not a super far walk to where we're going to the truck. So let me grab everything, get everything situated, and we'll make our way up to the truck, and then we'll call this good for the live today. But hopefully next time we can go to a spot, we can get us a good fish in. I think this place, I don't think there's a lot of bass in here. I think it's so heavily pressured on top of that it's just, there's not much that's gonna bite unless you're spending hours upon hours upon hours here, which I have no problems doing. But I want to be able to go places and try things and figure out things in a more conducive way, and I just don't think this is one of those places that's necessarily conducive for that. So we might try again at some point in time. I might come on my own, figure out some stuff. We might come bluegill fishing here. It looks like this would be a great place to do some pan fishing, and I want to do a video on that at some point anyways, so we'll try that. But I think we'll try doing a live stream on the kayak. We might go to a couple of the places that I went for my fishing videos, and we'll try those. So let's head on out. Grab all my rods here. All right. And what we're gonna do is, I could go up to the walk path, but I don't feel like doing that. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna go across the rocks. Is what we're gonna do. Because why not? When you got boots on, you make the most of it. You go over the rocks. All right. Well, then I can kind of come over here and look in the little creek and all that stuff. Show you guys over the bridge. Beautiful creek that runs through here. What's cool is this place, this place kind of floods whenever it rains, and all that rain will come up into the grass and it'll make it kind of swampy. And let me tell you, when we have Willow, that dog loves it. She goes trampling through all that water. I'll run up here. You gotta go up all these steps up to the parking lot. That's the nice part about this place. If you're just wanting to get out in nature, you don't care if you're catching anything, you just want to kind of throw a line in, try out some stuff. This place is a great place to do it, just because you're right there. Parking lot, water. It's a super nice place just to kind of go. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me for the first live. I can't thank you guys enough for getting us enough subscribers to get to that point to where we can start doing these. I'm excited. We'll do some more on Twitch too. We'll do some here, continue doing our videos. But thank you all guys for being here. Thank you, Kates, for hanging along. You were here the entire time, but I appreciate it so greatly. But all right, bye, guys. Have a great one. Bye.